How would you scale your pickle game on a scale of 1 to 10? If you get less than 5, it's time to get to work. Getting better at America's fastest growing sport isn't hard if you have a few tricks up your sleeve. That's the reason we're here. If you want to know how to up your pickle game, we have some tips and tricks to give you the right direction. Are you ready? Let's go. Play it safe. Let your opponent make all the mistakes and focus on staying consistent. If there's a clear winning shot, by all means take it, but make sure you have confidence that you can take the shot. So make sure you are super attentive while playing. Go to the kitchen. High-level players end the game with 4 players on the kitchen line. After being hit by a powerful potion, go towards the kitchen. Stop when your opponent is about to hit the ball and don't run back to hit the ball when it hits. The winning shot was a volley and was hit from the kitchen. Watch the ball. This seems redundant, but in such a hectic, fast-paced game, it's easy to get distracted. The hardest part here is seeing the ball. Focus on that and focus on the rebound. Don't let your opponent distract you and just focus on yourself and the ball in play. Remember to stay focused. Swing to a rhythm. It's an interesting strategy where all the top players have smooth strokes, almost rhythmic. It starts from the feet and goes through the whole body. It's not a lot of wrist movement or meandering. This allows for consistency. When you practice this, you will find that kicks are full-body movements. Yes, that's true. Smile. Lots of athletes do that. You should be happy and grateful to play this awesome game. Many players escape with more friends. Also, it's a game. You play for fun. We look forward to seeing you put these tins into Pinto at a pickleball class near you. Have a small target. We have discussed the first key before, meaning you must have a goal. Often a student would complain, but the game is too fast. I can't have a target in every shot. I do not agree. Without a specific goal, your mind has no clear purpose. It turns out that in all sports there's a mind-body connection. Without a clear goal, you give up 50% of your innate ability. First, use games to make sure you choose a goal each time you practice. Then, before each point, take some time to choose a goal as I've suggested here. Remember that your goal is a small piece of space. It's not the whole of MVZ, but the left foot of the player across the court. Keep your eye on the ball. We also talk about watching the ball. I recently worked with a student who was having trouble returning sentences consistently and accurately. To be honest, his hitting technique wasn't that bad. Instead, I placed red-colored targets on the court and asked them to choose their target color out loud before serving the ball. Then I asked him to follow the ball with his eyes from my hand to the racket. These 2 suggestions greatly improve its accuracy. Hit 3 balls. The final key to hitting balls consistently and accurately is to visualize yourself hitting 3 balls. Your goal with each stroke is to extend your arm forward so that your paddle is pointed directly at your target with each stroke. It doesn't matter if it's a volleyball swing or a basic stroke. In the sequence below, notice that for the 3 balls, my paddle expands and maintains the same plane. Also note that my paddle is aiming at the target, not over my body or over my left shoulder. Ready position. If you want to up your pickle game, always be prepared. It consists of keeping your knees slightly bent and your feet shoulder width apart. Relax your upper body and shoulders. Make sure your hands and paddle are in front of your body and pointing slightly up. Before each shot, return to the ready position so that you are ready for whatever your opponent throws at you. Practice your 3rd shot drop. The 3rd shot is something you've always wanted to know because it limits your opponent's ability to attack the ball. It will take time to perfect, but once you do, you will see an improvement in your game. Know when you're on the defensive. With a pickleball, you can be attacking 1 minute and defending the next. Some players make the mistake of attacking when they should be more concerned with defending. Another common mistake is playing light strokes on your opponent when you should be working to capitalize on your advantage. Recognizing which team has the advantage and playing against it is very important if you want to improve and win. Sync with your partner. You want to be in sync with your partner so that your opponent doesn't find an opening and place his punch there. If your partner is pulling away, you need to pull away. If they move to the right, do the same. The idea is simple, but many pickleball players ignore it. Make shot selection simple. If you are new to the game, don't try to take good pictures. Instead, choose a simple photo. Hitting shots that keep your opponent low will also work to your advantage instead of trying fancy shots that can backfire. Keep out of no man's land. Stay away from the area between the no volley line and the baseline. It's called no man's land because the opposing team has more time to react to your shot and you give them more angles to shoot. There are gaps in front of and behind you to direct their fire. Your strongest position on the court is at the net. You and your partner want to stand on the no-volley line. Place it evenly just behind the line. This is the perfect position to return a volley without the ball touching the ground. Be strategic. Being able to recognize that redundancy opportunities arise based on prior acceptance is a good strategy. As teams play through points, players move around, creating large open spaces on the court. If you can get to that point, you will force your opponent to get the ball. This puts them at greater risk of making mistakes. Watch the ball. Watch the ball if you want to know how to up your pickle game. It's easy to get distracted and keep your eyes on the ball. Concentrate on the ball and its bounce. Many players are so busy with other things on and off the field that they forget this most common thing. There you have it, 10 tips and tricks to up your pickle game. Give them a try and watch your opponent sweat a little while trying to keep up. Practice. While playing pickleball with friends is always more fun. Sometimes the best way to improve your game is to practice alone. When you're the only one on the court, you can take the time to focus on your technique and work on the shots that give you the most trouble. You can also experiment with different shots and strategies without worrying about your partner getting frustrated or not. And if you make a mistake, there's nothing to tease you about it. So next time you're stuck indoors on a rainy day, grab a paddle and head to the nearest pickleball place. You'll be amazed at how much your game improves when you're the only one playing. Know the rules. Last but not least, if you want to improve your pickleball game, you have to learn the rules first. Although pickleball may seem like a simple game, several complicated rules can affect the outcome of the game. For example, did you know that you can only score by serving the ball, or that the ball must bounce before it is hit? Understanding these and other pickleball rules will help you make more strategic decisions on the court and better anticipate your opponent's moves. As a result, you will be able to take your game to the next level.